The UAW is gearing up to expand its strikes against automakers, and Congress left Washington for the weekend with no sign of progress toward averting a looming government shutdown. Good morning. I'm Corva Coleman from NPR News, and here are today's top stories. The United Auto Workers strike, now at 3 automotive plants, could be expanded in a few hours to other facilities. From member station WBEZ, Michael Puente reports that could include a Ford plant in Chicago.
The Ford assembly plant on Chicago's South Side opened 99 years ago, making the Model T. Today, the 5,500 workers, members of UAW's Local 551, produced a Ford Explorer, Police Interceptor Utility, and Lincoln Aviator. Longtime workers like Delilah Moreno say wages haven't kept up and are ready to walk.
It's unfortunate, but with inflation and corporate greed, it's about time.
The union held a rally yesterday. Several local elected officials and dignitaries, including the Reverend Jesse Jackson, attended. For NPR News, I'm Michael Puente in Chicago.
Later this morning, the UAW will announce whether it will strike more plants and which ones they might be. The House has left town for the weekend with no sign of an agreement to keep the federal government open past September 30th. NPR's Windsor Johnston reports congressional Democrats are slamming hardline Republicans in the lower chamber for holding up a spending deal.
Senate Majority Leader Chuck Schumer says House Speaker Kevin McCarthy is wasting time catering to the far right.
House Republicans are still trying to appease the most hard-right elements of their conference. It's almost as if a small handful are deciding what the whole body of 435 members should do.
The latest proposal put forth by the conservative House Freedom Caucus includes steeper budget cuts and additional border security measures, but no additional aid for Ukraine. Democrats in both chambers have repeatedly warned that any short-term spending bill without that supplemental funding is a non-starter. Windsor Johnston, NPR News, Washington.
Pope Francis is in southern France. He's meeting with Catholic bishops to discuss migrants who are crossing the Mediterranean Sea to Europe. Last week, more than 12,000 migrants arrived on the Italian island of Lampedusa. That's twice the number of the island's regular population. Island residents are demanding more help from the Italian government and from other European nations. NPR's Ruth Sherlock says that European help does not seem to be coming quickly.
There is sympathy for what migrants are going through, but it doesn't seem like that is translating into European governments wanting to offer them a home. And so this migration crisis is straining the kind of norms and principles of things like freedom of movement and human rights that the European Union has traditionally, tried to stand by.
NPR's Ruth Sherlock reporting. You're listening to NPR News.